Alrighty, what is up, YouTube? Spencer K here, and this is my second take, and I can't be more upset about it. It does not want to record in full screen, so I'm in a window, and I'm gonna have to edit that. That's besides the point. But we are here back on the Minecraft Nuclear Earth Tech Mod Survival thingy majiggy. We don't have a name for it yet, but unfortunately, we won't need to have a name for it. It's a damn shame. I'm gonna get into why in just a bit here. But before we do that, I figured I'd talk about the map. I made a copy of this world in creative so we can kind of fly around, make it a little bit easier on ourselves and explore stuff. But this is the survival version, and this world is being retired. It is official. Like I said, I'll get into that in a little bit, as well as future plans we'll get into here in a little bit with Minecraft and survival series. For those of you who don't know, don't remember because it's been a while, or don't care or anything, this is an Earth map. It's a 1:32 scale. The Terraria mod. I don't know the name of the creator, but it is the Terraria mod on CurseForge that I'm using. And like I said, 1:32 scale of the Earth. This is San Diego. We got Coronado right here. The Coronado Island, also known as the Strand. I don't know why it's called an island, but it's just a strand. And then we have what I'm building downtown San Diego. Real life downtown San Diego would be just about right here in real life. And then the airport would be just about over here-ish, I'd say, as well as there's a Marine Corps base where the Marines go to boot camp in San Diego is right there. Shout out to those guys. But you can see where the Navy base is, Navy base San Diego. You can see all the inlets. This is where all the ships would be parked. So it's really funny how even on a 1:32 scale, you can still see some key features. But yeah, this is San Diego. And the border between San Diego and Mexico, if I'm not mistaken, I believe is this road. I think we built this road right on the border. If you zoom out and you look at San Diego and Mexico, it is close. It may be the parking lot, but this airport would technically be in Mexico if we were using real life borders. So obviously it's Minecraft. We're not doing that. But yep, down here would be Mexico. We explored the entire Baja Strip, Baja Peninsula down here. And some other cool things are we explored north all the way up to Portland. We went as far as Portland. I won't scroll up to Portland. I'll scroll up to LA here. You can see LA. We built a couple of tree farms. And then obviously if you look at LA scrolled out in Google Maps, this is what you'll see, which is really cool. LA had a couple of glitches, though. You can see it just went to hell. Like the depth went to bedrock right there. I don't know why. But I'll scroll up to San Francisco. Portland is kind of a gnarly scroll. It's it's a ways. It is a ways, but I'm gonna go and show you the map here because this is the world. If I did make a creative copy, and as you guys may know, maps do not copy from world to world. You have to refill it out. So we'll go ahead and explore it now. San Francisco, I didn't do a whole lot. Obviously, you can see this is where the bay would be. Pretty sure I've never been there in real life, but I think this is where the Bay Bridge would be. I'm not sure which side would be Oakland. I think north side's Oakland, right? South side San Francisco. I could be buttfuck opposite here. I don't know. I've never been there, but I believe that's where the Bay Bridge would be. And then obviously this is the bay they all talk about. I built a couple of cool farms up there, man. They look pretty good. They look pretty darn good. I'm ashamed we didn't get to do anything more than that. Portland, there's really nothing up there. I started building a village, but never really followed through. If I back out of the map here, you can see. We'll wait. All right, we'll come back to that. How about that? Just because it's a little bit laggy in survival here. But if I go out to the west, we also explored out to the west. Just a little bit out here, we have the Salton Sea, which looks very different in game than it does on Google Maps. So I'm not sure what that is about. If this sea is in this game, if it's like overfilling here, like it's really full, or if it's like in a drought. I think it's in a drought in the game. I think the actual Salton Sea where this village was actually underwater. But that is the next cool thing. This is the Techtopian mod. Really awesome. Gives most villagers a purpose. There still are normal villages and villagers, but this gives a lot of villagers purpose. They'll actually do some farming and stuff. I don't know why I backed out of that, but we'll actually check that out here before we say goodbye. Obviously, you can see my roads everywhere. You can see my my minefield, my very radioactive nugget that is also a death label, if you can't tell. Death. Radio. So I can assume, or we can all assume, that we know how I died there, right? Uh, maybe. But here's my my Western facility, my HBM Nuclear Tech Mod facility. Awesome facility. We did a ton of work there. We'll go ahead and check that out. But let's go ahead and switch over to creative, and I'll talk a little bit more about the world, why it's ending, and future plans. Alrighty, we are back in the copy of the world. I forgot to mention my video glitched in full screen. It was just really framey, and I don't know why. I think it's just this how beast of a world this is. It's huge. It's given me a lot of problems, which I will get into. But we are here in the creative copy now with my house. I did some interior in my house on the top side here. I think I talked about it in the last tour of the world. Of course, I go to the room that does not have interior. Or, okay, maybe I don't have interior. Here it is. Holy cow. I go to every room but the one that does. I have a kitchen in there. We'll go ahead and break in. I mean, this is the end of the world, right? So we'll check it out. Got a kitchen. I won't get too much into the interiors of the house, but when this world started, I wanted to build the biggest house on the block, right? And I did. I'm the only 3-floored house, double garage. Yeah, no one else has a double garage. I'm just cool like that. My garage is open too. Look at that. Yeah, I can drive in and out of here if I please. Got my Bronco, my little Ford Bronco here, my quad, my ATV. There we go. And then my helicopter, my couch copter, sofa copter, or whatever it's called. But had to build the biggest, baddest house on the block. And I used to stream all this. I know if you rewatch the old VODs, the old videos, this is it. We have all my neighbors who are going to be all normal villagers. I wanted to have villagers to trade with, ideally to get a mending book. 4 years in, and we have yet to get a mending book. This world was started in COVID 2020 when we were locked inside. So very unfortunate. We have our little Coronado Bridge that never got finished, and then our gas station. But what I personally like the most is downtown San Diego. I think I did a really good job. All this is survival mode, where I streamed most of it. And I just can't believe how well I think I did in survival mode to be able to do this. I mean, concrete is a pain in the ass. Well, the way I do it is I turn it into powder, and then I come through and use a bucket to actually harden it. And you can see sometimes that doesn't work because sometimes you miss a spot. But man, I think I did such a good job on these buildings. I had an underground parking garage getting started here, which was really cool. And just all these buildings were going to have villagers and actually have a purpose if this world kept going. I had a little mall. This was going to be a little mall going here. Just nice little thing to put some shops, maybe some villagers, and then just all apartments and stuff. We're going to, I think, build a zoo or an aquarium here because San Diego Zoo is near here. I think it'd be a little bit more in that direction in real life. But once again, downtown would be right over here. But yeah, none of the buildings are really finished, but man, it was looking good. It's just a lot of work in survival mode, even with all of our extra tools and stuff. But really awesome. I thought it looked beautiful. I was going to build a beach there, but just a shame that that's what it's going to look like. That's the end. But moving right along here southward, we're going to get into kind of more of a building facility area, or I don't know, warehouse area, I guess we could call it. We have Munchie's Onion Farm. By the way, that gas station had a name too. Most of my buildings have a name. To the viewers that came to my live streams, when I had a building in mind or started a building, I would put a sign, and whoever was in chat would help me choose a name, which was really cool. So I highly suggest if I end up streaming again, I just haven't because I'm busy, but stop by. You may get a building named after you, which will live forever. So it's kind of cool. But here's my fuel farm. This is how I made my fuel for the vehicles, all these vehicles you see. This is it in my little fuel storage area. And then I have my armory. We have a bunch of weapons and stuff in here. I won't go in digging through, but you can see I got a lot of weapons up on those shelves and whatnot. That's just as important as the fuel, if you ask me. But we got our airport over here. Never finished, unfortunately, but looks good. My air traffic control tower, I was really bummed I didn't get to finish that. You may know I'm an air traffic controller in real life, so I was really looking forward to building a cool tower, fully functional with the wireless redstone mod, but we never got it done, so just a damn shame. But we got our storage facility here, and we have our food storage facility here. This is just for blocks, but there's just between all the mods and all the different ores and stuff, I was hoping to have it all sorted out, so when I came back from an adventure, I could just drop a backpack in one of these chests, it auto sorts it, and I go off on another adventure. We did pretty good on this building, at least. I mean, you can see it's pretty big, pretty useful. I mean, the bottom floor more so. I never got lights in there, but I mean, this floor did okay. We could sort some ores and stuff. Actually, it's still sorting ores. Look at it go. I haven't been here for a while, I guess. And then the food one is not sorting food, but I mean, there's just, I think there's like 10,000 different types of food combinations between the seeds, the raw foods, the raw vegetables and stuff, and then like actually cooking stuff. Like if you look up apple, right? In vanilla Minecraft, how many types of apples are there? 3, right? You got the normal apple, golden apple, and then I call it a god apple, but I don't know if that's what everyone else calls it or not. But the Gucci apple, the one that if you eat, you're going to live. But if we search up apple, look at this. Look at this. Look how much there is for just apples, dude. You got the 3 apples I was talking about here. Pineapple, okay, yeah, I kind of played myself there. But apple sapling, new apple sapling, that you can't obtain. That's just an apple when it's growing. Pineapple, okay. Apple sauce, caramel apple, apple pie, apple juice, more pineapple stuff, apple yogurt, apple jelly sandwich, cinnamon apple oatmeal, apple cider. I mean, there's just so much apple stuff. It just keeps going. Ham and pineapple pizza. Wow, I'm shocked more people aren't mad at that one. And then these are just nuclear tech mod stuff, so I don't know if I'd count that. But I mean, there's just so much apple stuff. Caramel apple, there you go. For skewers, that's another mod. There's charcoal apple, that's funny. And apple oak leaves. There's just so much for apple. And that I mean, look up Pam's Harvest Craft. Over here, we'll do at Pam's Harvest Craft, 16 pages worth of fruits and veggies, man. Is absurd. And that's one of these is just apple. Like, where is it? Where is a tiny little, I can't even find it. It's such a minuscule part of the mod. I guess all 16 aren't exactly, fresh fruits and veggies, but yeah, you got all this stuff. Look at all the juices and just an incredible mod. This food facility was needed. I was losing track of what food I did and did not have. So happy I got it kind of working, but not nearly as much as I should have, unfortunately. But moving right along, that's pretty much all of San Diego that I care to mention right now. It's a shame that most of it is a work in progress, and we had a lot of big plans here for San Diego. But unfortunately, this is where it will end. And oh yeah, there's my little storm siren. Gosh, that's a fun mod. That is such a fun mod, the weather mod. Gosh, we ended up turning it off because of how much it would lag. But that was really fun in the early days to play around with that one. The animals and mobs didn't think it was as fun as I did, but I had a blast. So that's what really counts, right? But moving right along here, let's just go to. We'll go to the village. How about that? Let's go to our village. Techtopia Desert. Techtopia Desert. Now, hopefully my video's not lagging like it did last time. But we spawn in here, and like I said, the villagers actually have a purpose. Now, I won't go super in-depth and talk about each individual villager. But the rundown is, and it's getting a little laggy for me, is you need this emerald thing to start a village. And they do spawn naturally, so you can find one naturally, or you can craft that emerald thing. Put it on like a center village house, something you want to protect with your life. And then we got a guy singing over us. But these guys are basically your bread and butter. They'll sell you anything you need for the village. This guy sells all the structures, and this guy sells all the villagers here. So if I wanted a rancher, farmer, and stuff, I can grab that, and then I can click one of these guys. There's random villagers that spawn. They actually do reproduce mostly on their own. Let's see. I don't know if there's a thingy for me to show you. I don't see one. We'll get into it at a later date, but they do kind of reproduce on their own. They get children. They actually have little child villagers. Here, let's just do it. I know they're somewhere. Where is it? You're right here. Yeah. So heart. So what you do when a villager is happy, if you know what I'm talking about, he will grab. Okay, maybe I can't do that because there's no thing there. Here, let's try this. Here we go. Hey. Well, it's not working, so that's a darn shame. Normally, you get one of those hearts when two villagers meet each other, and they like each other a lot, and we'll talk about the birds and bees here. No, I'm just kidding. But then it spawns a baby, and the baby can go to school. I built a little schoolhouse here, and there's actually a teacher, and she'll teach him right up to become a good citizen, hardworking, and we do not allow violence in my villages here. Oh, there's a teacher right here. We used to allow the teacher to use her ruler to smack them on the wrists when they're not behaving, but we no longer do that here. We are becoming a better village for all, right? Isn't that right, Miss Teacher Lady? But can you imagine, dude? No, but it's really cool because they do their own thing. They'll actually cut their own trees. They'll replant their own trees. They'll go mining. Obviously, you can see them farming. We're going to set time, set day, which really pisses them off. But we're going to do it anyway because we don't care. These buildings spawn naturally. That brick one and that one right there spawn naturally, as well as this pyramid, which is really cool because if we were doing lore, right, you could work into the lore that this is from their ancestors. But unfortunately, it is the end. This is another naturally spawning building. I put the fence around it, but this is the most radioactive structure in the fucking world. I have not found anything that has come close to it. And it's funny because it's broken. And it's right next to a village with like a population of like 40. So I just thought that was pretty funny. The villagers may not find it as funny as I do, but I thought it was pretty neat. But it's pretty cool. Like I said, you can find these naturally spawning, or you can build them yourself. You can build them yourself. This is why I hate deserts, dude. It starts raining and you can't see anything. So I hate that so much. I'm not living in a desert in my next series. I swear. I swear I'm not. But yeah, really cool. Wrapping it up here, we'll go to our facility, and this is kind of where we'll show you where everything's breaking and why the world is ending. But we'll talk about it here really quick. I call it my nuclear tech facility, but it was really a facility for everything. We have immersive engineering here. This building mainly focused on Ender IO, but everything else here is nuclear tech. I mean, literally that building, that building, that building, this facility, those, that, all that stuff, all that's nuclear tech. So that's why I call it my nuclear tech facility. But let's go ahead and get into why this world is ending, and it pretty much is 110% to blame on the Terraria mod, the Earth mod itself. I don't know what happened. First and foremost, I want to say I hope the mod creator is okay, because they just completely disappeared off the face of the earth, from my knowledge. I think the last update was 2021 or late 2021, and nothing since. Not a forum post, not a comment. They have done nothing. And looking back in time, they were pretty good about responding to issues. Like someone would post an issue and they would respond to it and say, hey, sorry, can't fix it, or, whatever, that they are working on it and stuff. And absolutely nothing since, I think it's like November of 2021. So, I mean, we're approaching 3 years. They have been gone, MIA. So I hope they're okay. Usually, they'll get on the forum and say, hey, I don't care about the mod anymore. I'm retiring it. So usually people will make a post and let the people, that play their mod know, hey, I'm done with the mod. If there's problems, I'm sorry, type of deal. But not that. So I'm a little bit concerned. Myself and several other people have left notes on the forum saying, hey, there's a problem. And what the problem is, it's huge. Back when this mod started, the Earth mod started, you could have structures spawn randomly, both vanilla structures like normal villages and modded structures, as well as modded ores. They spawned like a dream. I mean, it was awesome. They didn't spawn too much. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well, one of the last updates for the Nuclear Earth mod, or sorry, not the Nuclear Earth mod, that's the map, for the Earth map, the Terraria mod, it stopped spawning structures and ores completely, 100%. Like they just stone cold stopped one day. And when I explored the Baja Strip, I was like, man, I haven't seen a structure in like thousands of blocks, which incredibly abnormal. I mean, structures spawn so, and I can't show you here because this is a copy of the map. Well, I kind of can. Look, these satellites, all three of these satellites here, those are modded structures. I didn't build those. So, I mean, you have three of them here in just a tiny little area. And I mean, that's not including all the structures that I mined down and broke, and just even little trees like a tipped over log and stuff like that. Nothing. And the big problem with that is with the tech mod, really any mod, especially some of these other mods I have that I haven't even gotten into. But you need to go out and adventure and find parts or supplies or stuff to really get a mod going, or at least get a good head start in the mod. Like the nuclear tech mod would be impossible to play if its ores didn't spawn randomly. And that's actually what you're seeing here with this big hole. That's why I keep circling here. I wanted to keep this world going. So the mods stopped, the modded structures stopped spawning, the modded ores stopped spawning. All I have is vanilla ores if I go out on an adventure and find new chunks. But obviously all the chunks I have explored, they do have the modded ores. And I was like, well, I want to keep this world going. I love this world. This is probably my favorite Minecraft world of all time. It's awesome. Just a combination of mods. Like I said, I built this world for me, this mod pack for me. My friends helped me build this mod pack for me. And I love it. I mean, I put more time into this world than, gosh, probably most other worlds, which is crazy to say. But I didn't want to just, give up the world. And I did test. You're like, well, okay, Spencer, what about backdating the Earth map mod? Yeah, I thought of it. You can't do it. It completely fries the world. I mean, the generation just, it fries itself. If you try to backdate, like go back to the updates where it still worked, all the modded chunks are okay, but the second you go to a new chunk, it's basically just a void. The coordinates are like wonky. And it doesn't work. I tried. I even tried making a new world that is an answer. So if I were to make a brand new world right now and I go back to I don't know, like, what would that be? August of 2021 version of this map, this Earth mod, it would work. But once you've loaded a world in a current version of the mod, you can't backdate it. It actually basically fries the world is the best way to explain it. Like all generation is done. Like game crashes out the ass. You just can't do it. And I know anyone that knows how updates and stuff work and stuff, world generation, and be like, well, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Which, unfortunately, I know, I know, but yeah. And the reason I'm ending the world now, and like I said, I wanted to try to fight it. I wanted to try to fight it. There's just too many mods that rely on me going out and adventuring and finding stuff. The nuclear tech mod is probably the best mod. I mean, there are just resources I will not be able to obtain unless I can go out and find them. There are several blocks in the nuclear tech mod that you have to go out to a specific coordinate because they spawn at the same coordinate in every world. I don't know why that's a thing, but if I go down to it, I think there's some down here. Maybe not. I don't care that much, I guess. All right, yeah. So here's a good example: the dollar green mineral. I don't know what it does. I really don't. You can only get it at X300 and Z200, and then where's that other one? This one too. It's literally called unobtained. That's funny. But yeah, you see, you got all these different ores where you can only get them at a certain coordinate. And then if I go and I open up my coordinates here, I'm nowhere near that. I'm at 320,000 and 90 negative 91,000. And those were like X300, Z200, and it's just not possible, And I don't know what those do for the mod. I've never had the opportunity to try to use them or mine them. But it just makes some aspects of the mod unplayable, and that makes it not fun. And that's not the only mod. That's probably the most pertinent one. But I really wanted to try to get into, where is it here? It's somewhere over here. Right here, forestry. This looked like a really fun mod to get into, but I can't because it relies so heavily on me going into a forest and finding stuff from the mod, resources from the mod. So obviously that's not possible, especially since, I live in a desert mostly. So it's just a darn shame. The world has come to an end basically because the Earth mod is glitched. And like I said, I hope the creator's okay. I wish if they were still out there that they would give us some closure. I know they don't owe it to us, but just say, hey, I'm done with the mod or whatever, or I'm busy, maybe another time. And that would be awesome. I'm going to keep a survival copy of this world for if it ever does get fixed. But it kind of breaks my heart to keep going, knowing there's no reason to. Future plans. I do plan on doing a very, very similar mod pack, but instead of an Earth map, it'll be on a Biomes of Plenty map. I really like that mod too. I think a lot of people do. I know that's a very well-known mod. So it's, I don't think it is as unique as a nuclear Earth tech map mod pack. But I think it'll still be fun. And let me tell you, one of the biggest problems with this world, with this series that I've been doing, is just how unstructured it is. It has just been random since the beginning. I mean, what I used to do is I'd live stream. It'd be day one. We're gonna live stream day one, and we just start out. Hey, we're gonna build a house. Then we get sidetracked. Then we get sidetracked. Then we get sidetracked. Then we get sidetracked. And by the end of it, no houses are built yet. We've built a farm and we've raided 3 dungeons. And I have to take that day one and I try to edit it into a highlight video. You just can't do it. I mean, there's no structure. There's no method. I can understand why the series has not been as popular to people watching as it is for me. I love the series. I think this is the greatest mod pack ever. I love it. Like I said, it was built for me. Me and my friends got together. We're like, what is Spencer like? And obviously I'm Spencer, so I know what I like. It's like, I don't really like that. I wanted to make it a technology map. I wasn't big into magic. A lot of people wanted me to put more magic into it, and I was like, I just kind of want like a apocalyptic Earth technology map, and that's exactly what we made. And I love it, and it's a shame it's coming to an end. But I'm going to try to keep that same mindset, but make a series, and this is going to be recorded. It won't be live. It may be live streamed at times, but the juicy videos, we're going to have fun. We're going to have some drama. We're going to make it, I think it's going to be a lot more entertaining. We're going to make it harder at times. We're going to make it, the building and stuff like that are going to be a lot more fun. And I think what we're going to do, and I'm going to make a story for it too. That's the key part I want to put out there is there will be a story. There will be a purpose to the world, and there will be structure, which I am excited for because there's no structure here. We tried. I remember like several live streams, me and the chat were just talking back and forth. We're like, hey, let's make lore. And then like all the lore in this world was like it just didn't work. You know, especially with the mods and stuff. Modded structures not spawning anymore. But look for that. I'm hoping it'll start here relatively soon, guys. I'd absolutely love for that series to get underway. Like I said, I'm gonna absolutely miss this world and miss the Earth mod, but unfortunately, it's broke, and there's nothing I can do about it. If we can get a hold of the mod creator and maybe get closure, I don't know. Maybe they don't know, or who knows, man. First and foremost, I hope they're okay because 2020, 2021, someone just disappearing is a little bit scary. I know people pass all the time, but hope they're okay first and foremost. But at the end of the day, the mod doesn't work, so we can no longer play it. But super, super, super excited. I think that was all I had to say. If not, guys, please check the description and the comments. I'll put more information down there if I missed anything. But before I do end it, guys, I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported this series. I can't stress enough how much this world in the series has meant to me. I think I'm the #1 fan of this world, and I'm okay with that. That was the target audience. I was hoping if I could make it more entertaining to have more people, like the world as much as I do. I love it. These mods that we have is awesome, and I think they deserve to be showcased, and I think they could be fun. So, but like my friends too, that helped me set this world up. I can't thank you enough. There's a lot of mods, friends out there helped me with. Gosh, I just didn't understand some of the mods. Like, what's the one? The Tinker's Construct mod. That's what it was. I had several friends help me with that mod. I just did not understand it. They had to train me from the ground up pretty much. But I just can't thank you guys enough. But with all that said, I think that's the end of the series. It's a shame. It's always tough saying goodbye to a Minecraft world, but sometimes you have to find a better world. It's a damn shame, but can't thank you guys enough, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.